want to give you guys a book recommendation based off of other pieces of media that I think is really interesting. And my brain loves creating these little media maps. One of the songs that I have been listening to a lot of recently is Berghain by Rosalia. And this song is just such a beautiful composition. I love the incorporation of classical music in this actual piece. It feels very avant-garde. It feels very dramatic. This is a song that is definitely up for interpretation, and so is the music video. But I kind of got the vibe and this energy of a woman unraveling, a woman's pain and heartbreak sort of being overshadowed. Thinking about classical music and orchestras and orchestral spaces got me thinking about a painting by Edgar Degas. That painting is The Night at the Opera House. And if you look at the actual painting in itself, you see that the people who are playing the musical instruments are these really well-drawn, very detailed characters of these men. These men were actually friends of Edgar Degas. But what really caught my interest more specifically with this piece are the ballerinas in the background that are drawn with a more impressionistic style, with a more fluid style. And if you do a little bit more research, you kind of learn and you kind of see how these ballerinas had very sad lives. It was not as glamorous as what it was, especially during this time. A lot of them went into these ballet academies like really young as children, and they did so that they could support their families. And specifically with this piece, it makes me think about how the orchestra, which is mainly male dominated, how they're sort of centered, how they're very well detailed and well portrayed. This painting got me thinking a lot about the ballerina dancers and the ballet dancers and how they're sort of like backdrops and objects. There is a book, that is the book Degas and His Model by Alice Michel. Alice Michel is a fake name, so we don't really know who she was, but she did have a lot of interactions with Edgar Degas. A short little memoir tells of her experience of what it was like to work with Degas, what it was like to work with a mind like him, but also how she was not left unscathed due to the way Edgar Degas treated her. I think is another really great book that you should probably read if you want to look at orchestra and the feminine experience. And that book is Chouette. This was a book that I listened to on audiobook, and it reads like how classical music sounds. That is the best way that I can describe it. The story follows a woman who has an owl baby. It is a very fever dreamy book, but it talks about her experience of what it's like going through motherhood and raising this owl baby. Classical music and classical music references are such a big stronghold in this piece because the main protagonist of this book is actually a cello player. You see the struggles of what she goes through, you see the ups and downs of motherhood, and I just think that the way that this author was able to marry these two concepts was really, really cool. This is my very niche, very hyper-specific book recommendation for today based off of media pieces. If you'd like another little media mind map and book recommendation, let me know in the comments below. I'll try to create a little something for you guys.